Welcome back to the Cool Fear channel. I'm your host, Just the Bad Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is for all collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the NECA toys, the last Ronin unarmored version. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, we are finally taking a look at the NECA toys, the last Ronin unarmored figure. If you did not know, The Last Ronin was a storyline that was created by Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman back in the 1980s at the height of the TMNT craze. However, it just never saw the light of day until 2021. Now, it did take about 2 years to complete the 6-issue series. However, it was definitely worth the wait. This has been the best-selling, most anticipated storyline from the Ninja Turtles in a long time, most likely because it was written by the original creators themselves and not by a bunch of new idiots that are including a bunch of stupid bullshit like adding a 5th and 6th turtle. Like, come on, guys, what the fuck? There's 4 turtles. There's 4 fucking turtles. I don't know why they have to fucking mess with shit nowadays. But anyways, getting back to this story was comprised by the original creators themselves. Like I said, it just never saw the light of day. Now, spoiler alert for this comic series, I will be speaking very freely about it throughout this review, so you have been warned. Spoiler warning going forward from this point. I will be saying a lot of stuff that is a spoiler to this series. So if you have not read it, please be warned that I will be revealing a lot. So, spoiler warning, last time, go away if you don't want to be spoiled. But with that being said, let's get on into this. So if you didn't know, or if you know that this turtle is Michelangelo, and that is my personal favorite turtle, and I couldn't be happier that they decided to let this guy be the last Ronin, because, you know, Michelangelo was always the party dude, the one that was chill, the one that was just, you know, messing around, immature, and yet this storyline forces him to grow up and forces him to avenge his fallen father, his fallen brothers, and his fallen friend Casey Jones. So, you know, we can always assume that Leonardo would have been the one to survive, but he didn't. It was really easy to think of Raphael being the single survivor as well, being the strongest of the 4 turtles. And it's also easy to think of Donatello as being the last one because of his intelligence and him outthinking everybody and being the last Ronin. However, turning the party dude, the chill, immature turtle, into the last Ronin was definitely the way to go, because it really shows us that despite Mikey's, you know, chillness, party attitude, when push comes to shove, when shit hits the fan, well, he can get fucking serious. In fact, so serious that this scene in particular right here in the comic series is basically Mikey committing suicide, or harikiri, the Japanese form of suicide, you know, when their honor was broken. So in the series, it opens up with him with an all-out frontal attack on the current Foot Clan. And however, he is not successful. He is actually defeated quite quickly, despite his best efforts, and he actually loses Donatello's staff in the process, and as you can see, he also breaks Leo's katana. So in this scene, he is actually putting down the weapons of his brothers and his master Splinter's book and committing harikiri. If you didn't know what that is, that, like I said, that's a Japanese term, which basically means suicide when your honor is broken. However, thankfully, he does not perish here, and he goes on for another 4 or 5 issues, until the inevitable end at the end, which definitely brought some tears to my eye when he reunited with his brothers and Master Splinter. However, this scene right here, he's actually in this form for quite a while in the comic book series, and so that's where this version of The Last Ronin comes from, and he basically stays in this form for the majority of the series until he goes back into battle. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at all the great stuff that he does come with. So much like the armored version, he does come with 2 separate head sculpts and 2 separate bandanas. So as you can see, he has the long flowing bandana there, as well as a serious face. And we do also get a even more serious face right here with a more flowy bandana in the wind. As you can see, it's kind of like flowing in the wind, but we do get this very detailed, very nicely done head sculpt right here. Now, Baxter Stockman is actually still alive in this timeline, so we do also get some futuristic mousers with him. Well, not mousers, but a mouser with him as well. Now this thing looks like a little pit bull or a bulldog, in my opinion, or a little fat piggy. But yeah, this is the futuristic version of a mouser. Now he does also come with some alternate hands. He is currently utilizing a right-handed C grip hand as well as a right-handed fisted hand. So we do also get the pair for those two. Right-handed fist hand, left-handed C grip hand right there. We do also get a unique left-handed pointed finger right there, as you can see, as well as a pair of open flat hands. I wouldn't say action hands because there's not too much action to them. They're pretty flat. So that's pretty much it in terms of all the extra hands and head sculpts that he does come with. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the other great accessories that he does come with. Like I said, in this scene, he is laying out all his brother's weapons before he commits Harikiri, and that includes his Master Splinter's book right here, as you can see. Unfortunately, this book does not open up in any way. It is sculpted closed, but it is very well nicely done and detailed. Very weathered and, dirtied up on the spine of the book. We do also get this unique weapon which he utilizes in the comic series, which we've never actually seen the Ninja Turtles use, but he does utilize in this comic series. He does lose Donatello's bow staff, so we do not get that with this version, but we do get the rest of the Turtles' weapons. We do have Leonardo's katana that's broken right there. We do get Raphael's side right here, which is very well nicely done and detailed with this silver metallic paint and this nice gripping right here. And of course we do get Michelangelo's nunchucks with some real metal chain right there. And the last thing we do get are like these 4 little throwing knives right here. Very small, but he does utilize them in the series. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and pull him off the rotating turntable, pull him forward so we can take a nice closer look at the detailing in his sculpt, as well as the katana in his hand. Alright guys, so here we have him up close to the camera, but before we take a look at the amazing detail in this guy's sculpt, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Leo's busted katana. So it is similar to the one that we got with the armored version. However, this time it is broken at the tip right here. Now in the comic series, Casey Jones and April O'Neil's daughter does actually repair this katana. So it would have been nice to get the second half to it. However, we don't. But it is the same thing that we get with the armored version as well. Very nicely done and detailed in the hilt and a busted sword blade right there. So that is all the accessories that this guy does come with. So now we can go ahead and take a look at the amazing sculpting detail in this guy. So from the bottom half down, he is the same as the armored version, so we're not going to spend too much time on that. However, the top half is completely different, besides the gauntlets right there. But taking a look at this guy, pulling him a lot closer, we can take a nice look at all the great texturing detail on his skin, on his foreshell, as well as his back shell. Now, a lot of people are complaining that the shell is kind of like dented in and everything, but in the comic series, this is pretty much how it goes, so this is pretty accurate. As you can see, Mikey has definitely taken some damage over the years, as you can probably tell or imagine from what he's gone through becoming the last of his brothers. So like I said, the bottom half is the same as the armored version. We have the unique knee pad right here, the typical Ninja Turtle knee pad right here, the utility belt right here with a bunch of hooks to put the weapons, and a bunch of pouches which do not open. Of course, we also get the gauntlets that we got with the armored version as well. But yeah, all in all, the detailing in this guy's sculpting is just absolutely amazing. I mean, there's even a bicep vein right there. So we know Mikey's been kind of working out in his off days. He does have a lot of scarring on his shell, on his skin. And so, yeah, in this series as well, like they've actually mutated far beyond what they mutated before. And so he actually has like a bit of a stronger skin and shell, and he can actually take quite the damage. But taking a look at the amazing head sculpt right here, the lines, the wrinkles, the detailing, the paint applications are just absolutely amazing. Once again, NECA hits it out of the park. So let's go ahead and move on into this guy's articulation. His head will look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. However, much like with the armored version, no downward, very little upward, and very little head tilt, because if we take this head off, the neck peg right here does not have very much movement at all. So yeah, that pretty much limits his head movement from there. So now taking a look at his arm articulation, his arms will go out to a T-pose. On the armored version, his arms will not go out to a T-pose because of the shoulder pad right here, but this one doesn't have that. So his arm will also go 360. Once again, on the armored version, it won't because of the shoulder pad. It has the capabilities, but it just won't because of that armor piece right there. We do get an elbow swivel, no bicep swivel, but we do get an elbow swivel, as well as a double hinge elbow, which only goes about there because the gauntlet hits the bicep. Normally it's the elbow pad right here that prevents it, but this time it's the gauntlet and the bicep. We do get gauntlet rotation right there. Wrist rotation, we do get hinging in and out on that wrist peg. We do also get some waist articulation with this guy, despite him being a Ninja Turtle figure, which don't tend to come with many waist swivel options. This guy does because there is a break from the shell and the bottom portion of the body right there. He has some hip tilt right there as well. He can go side to side right there pretty decently. Taking a look at his leg articulation, much like with the other one, he can only kick out that far, so unfortunately he cannot join the cheerleading squad. Not like he has his other 3 brothers to join him anyways. Too soon, guys? Too soon. He will kick forward that far. He will not kick back at all. He does come with double hinge knees, which will go that far. Once again, the knee pad prevents it from going any further. And last but not least, let's take a look at his ankle articulation, which will go down that far, up that far, and of course a ball rocker hinge. So that wraps it up for this guy's articulation. Alright guys, so that has been my review of the NECA Toys The Last Ronin Unarmored version. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of this figure? And if you've made it this far, type down in the comments below, honor. That way I know you made it this far and you're enjoying the content. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, cowabunga, dude! Have a great fucking day.